and thanks for joining us from our studios in Israel. I'm Natasha Kirchuk here with ILTV's Morning Briefing.
U.S. President Donald Trump has just departed from Israel following a 28-hour visit in the Holy Land. He may no longer be in the region, but the American leader is still pushing for a peace agreement between Israel and the Palestinians. According to a senior White House official, the U.S. is focusing on building strong relations between Israel and its Arab neighbors. They're hoping that will build the momentum for a peace deal, and it sounds like the White House wants to see public relations between Israel and the Gulf Arab states. They've had covert security cooperation for years, and the White House is saying that Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas is willing to start immediate negotiations with Israel, although Abbas's remarks to Trump during their meeting do not convey such a readiness. The American administration claims that Trump and Abbas have agreed to continue their discussions on the issue of payments to jailed Palestinian terrorists, and Trump's peace envoy Jason Greenblatt will return to Israel next week for follow-up discussions. It's Jerusalem Day in Israel, and the Israeli president kicked off celebrations with a speech at the Western Wall in the Holy City. Jerusalem Day marks Israel's reunification of the city of Jerusalem in the 1967 Six-Day War, and Rivlin says that until this day, the, quote, heart of the Jewish people beats in the stones of the Holy City. The Israeli leader's family has been there since 1809, a time when religious Jews from Eastern Europe followed their rabbis to Jerusalem, establishing what became the Old Yishuv. Although the international community largely does not recognize Israel's sovereignty over the city, Jerusalem Day is a joyful occasion in the country. It's especially important to those who invest the Israeli victory in the Six-Day War with religious and even mystical significance. Hamas, the Islamist terror group and de facto government of the Gaza Strip, is calling U.S. President Donald Trump's speech at the Israel Museum yesterday racist in the extreme. Trump's speech, which praised the ancient ties of the Jewish people to the Holy Land, was well received in Israel. But the spokesman of the hardline Islamist group says that it establishes the pillars of a new Israeli apartheid regime. Hamas claims that the president is only calling it a terrorist group because it refuses to bow to the dictates of America. A Hamas spokesman is tweeting that accusing Hamas of being a terrorist is like accusing the entire national Palestinian struggle. The majority of the Western world considers Hamas a terrorist organization. Another terror group, the PFLP, held a rally in Gaza City on Tuesday, aiming rifles at an effigy of President Trump and pronouncing him unwelcome in Palestine. Archaeologists working near the Temple Mount have discovered shell casings and other military artifacts that suggest a skirmish occurred on the Temple Mount in the Six-Day War of 1967. Members of the Temple Mount Sifting Project have uncovered Jordanian and Israeli bullets, uniform badges, and machine gun magazines. The IDF avoided shelling the Jewish holy site during the Six-Day War, but it appears the paratroopers and infantry who liberated the site did exchange fire with Jordanian forces. The Temple Mount, although under Israeli sovereignty since 1967, has been administered by the Jordanian Islamic Waqf, which illegally removed and displaced around 400 truckloads of earth from the ancient site in 1999. Since 2005, the volunteers of the Temple Mount Sifting Project have been going through the dirt by hand. They've even found a seal from the First Temple period with the name of King Hezekiah. That's all the way from the 8th century BCE. Sadly, as the artifacts are no longer in their original places, they convey less historical information than they should. The Israeli government has agreed to renew the work permits for around 74 Palestinian employees of SodaStream. The internationally famous company used to have a factory in the West Bank which employed Palestinian workers, but boycotts and threats led CEO Daniel Birnbaum to move the factory to southern Israel. The factory closure put some 500 Palestinians out of work. Birnbaum says that he is delighted to welcome back 74 Palestinian employees and that the Israeli government did the moral and honorable thing. The CEO believes that the mixed Israeli, Jewish, Bedouin, Arab, and Palestinian workforce at SodaStream proves that coexistence is in fact possible. A Palestinian employee who will have to leave his house at 4:30 a.m. to make it to the new SodaStream factory says that he doesn't mind the commute, as SodaStream is his second home. The salaries, much higher than the average Palestinian wage in the West Bank, are an additional enticement.
That's all for now. I'm Natasha Kirchuk, and see you later with our main daily broadcast from Israel at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.